I know that I don't always have to do the long videos that, extrapolate something out contextually. Sometimes it's just a short video to just point to something and for practice purposes. Here's what I want to point to. If you're doing 2D KI where you say, I can get angry at dad, and then there's like a no. But as soon as you start to make conscious the mind, at first, a lot of us are not aware of the mind that's bearing the emotion, right? So we just get a no in the body. But as we extrapolate that out and start to see the no is saying something, the no contains conditioning of holding this emotion back. Now, once we start witnessing the actual conditioning that comes up, as we become more skillful, the key here is how you're relating to each thing that arises. So what I notice sometimes is that, because see, we're resisting this massively. This is repression. So when the conditioning of the mind does come up, there's a lot of resistance to both the mind and the body connection there. I don't want to feel that. So what comes up is like, I can't get angry. There's already resistance, see? So if you get into the business of trying to get through that one and then through the next one, and like as if you're trying to get to the end, like in a linear way, it's like you're mimicking the repression conditioning. See, I don't want to feel that. So I'm just going to be aware of it a little bit now to the next thing. And I don't want to feel that either. I'm going to be aware of it a little bit into the next thing. But if you change the way you relate to it like this, I don't want to feel anger. Think of this as a lost child. It's an abandoned program, repressed. So when it comes up, immediately notice and start welcoming the thought and the energy. Make friends with it. I can't get angry. See the words, hear it, and keep it in awareness until it falls away on its own so that you're not trying to get rid of it. See the difference? So I can get angry or I can't get angry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Not pushing it away, not at all. In fact, even as it wants to go away, just continue welcoming it because that reduces the resistance. And then let it fall away on its own totally. The thought, because that helps to transmute the energy more. And when it falls away, rest there for a moment without conjuring anything up to recognize your true nature and then go back in. So slow everything down in 2D. Everything has to arise. You're going to stay awake to it the whole time it's there. And then it falls away. Rest. Your system will reward you. You will feel more grounded. You'll see the two markers more easily. The two markers that I ask everybody to see when they're doing KI is when you're processing, energy should be transmuting. Like you actually see energy changing and not just receding back into contraction. Some of it will, but every time when you're skillful, you'll see the transmuting of energy. And then of course, some of it will go back down. The transmuting of energy is one of the markers. The second marker is because you're transmuting energy around repression, your nervous system should feel more regulated at the end of a round of seeing something. The two markers are you should see transmuting of energy and nervous system regulation with skillful KI. So when you're observing these thoughts one at a time, this is what brings about both markers. When a thought comes up, I can't get angry or something, if I welcome it, see, I'm reducing the resistance to it. The repression energy is being reduced. So there could be transmuting of that energy as I welcome it. And if I stay with it fully until the thought lets me go, there's more of a chance of transmuting the energy that way. Because I'm not acting from the repression that's trying to get to the end or trying to just get rid of this. Through welcoming, you'll notice the marker, transmuting energy, and you'll notice the other marker. Because as things come through and you rest fully with them and they fall away and you rest, your nervous system is more regulated. And by the way, you're more recognizing your true nature as awareness when you inquire that way. I think that's all I want to say. If you do it the other way, you can upset your nervous system and start to become resistant to KI. So if you conjure up like, I can't get hurt, I can't show hurt. And then instead of welcoming it, you're like, okay, that's not me. And then the next one, that. And you're just like trying to go through things to try to get to some end. There's no end. It's all just awareness. So you're not going anywhere. You're just trying to resist the phenomena when you're doing that. Settle into your true nature and allow everything fully until it dissolves. That's better for the nervous system. You can actually stir your system up by, when you bring these things up, by continuing to resist it and trying to get to the end of an inquiry. That's destabilizing, and you won't see the two markers. And then you could become traumatized by the method, actually. Your system just learns, I don't want to do this. But once you start seeing the two markers and it's skillful and you're resting more as awareness and you're really transmuting energy, that's different. You'll stay in it at that point because you'll see the changes. All right. Hope that helps.